Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gina and today we are off to do a book buying rehab update. Okay, so we have officially ended quarter one, aka January, February, and March of the year. And I wanted to do a book buying rehab update on kind of what my TBR is looking like. I'm really proud of myself for the spending habits. I haven't read as much as I'd like. Because if you didn't know, February was a miss for me. I read absolutely nothing, not even any book. So that kind of sucked. But, do you want to say hi? Say hi! But I have now concluded the third month of the year and I'm pretty proud of where we're at. So I have some Unhaul books which I will show. I'm gonna go over what I have bought and I'll go over what I've read. So let's start with what I bought. Let me move over so I can put a graphic up here. I have purchased or received a total of 8 books. However, not all of those count towards my TBR. So only 6 of them count towards my TBR because 2 of them, Other Words for Home and Hungry Hearts were both part of me buying books that I've already read and enjoyed. So those were just ones I wanted to have in my library. So those don't count towards my TBR. Yeah. So the total number goes up to, okay, and I'm just gonna tell you what the number is with the additions. So with the additions, my total number would be 585 books. So with what I've bought, it goes up to 585, which is terrifying to me. I would like it to be, I said $4.99 in my original video. I don't think that's gonna happen, but I would love to be under $5.50. That would be wonderful. So now let's talk about what I have read. So in January, I read 4 of my physical TBR. February, I read none. And March, I'm looking at March, I read 3 from my physical TBR. So that means that I have a total of -7. So I brought in a total of 6, but I read a total of 7. So as of right now, my number is a -1. So that's awesome. I read more than I brought in. So I mean, that evens out to 578, which isn't wonderful. I'd love to see that negative number significantly bigger, but I'm pretty proud of myself for that. I think that's a great move. It's negative. That's all I really care about right now. It is negative. I'm doing really well in April. And from there, I have reorganized my bookshelf. If you haven't seen that, I'll link it in the cards. And I have unhauled some books. So let me go ahead and get into that. Okay, so if you hear random piano noises, my little girl is on her piano mat. So these are all of the books that I am unhauling for the first quarter of 2023. And they're getting unhauled for different reasons. So these Everything by Nicola Yoon and Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi have both been chewed by a dog. So these will be going into a recycling bin, and if I want to read them, I can either get them from the library or repurchase copies because I'm not going to get to these like right away. So those are gone. 13 Little Blue Envelopes is one of my favorite books, but I have 2 copies of it and I like the other copy better. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. This one is, I bought it, I think at a thrift shop, and unknowingly bought the 7th book in a series. No, I'm not reading 7 books just so I can get to this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and unhaul this one. These are DNFs, so I have the Dark Days Club here. I actually finished this book, but I am DNFing this series. There'll be a vlog on that later on my channel. So look out for that. But these are gone. I don't need them. I've decided to DNF the series, and I had bought the entire series, so that's fun. Demon Trapper's Daughter. I've tried to read this 3 times and each time I get bored and I DNF it. So I just don't need to. This Sea Witch Rising, I tried to read just once and soft DNF'd it, and then I was looking at it when I was doing my bookshelf reorganization and I decided to fully DNF it. I'm not interested. So that is 7, 8, 9 so far. I have 2 different nonfictions here. So Hatching Twitter by Nick Bilton. I don't care. I was in a business course and this was recommended to me before I got my degree in literature, and I'm not going to read it. I never did then. This is Game of Crowns. This is information about the British royal family. I'm not interested. There's so much drama going on there. I'd rather just watch a documentary than read a book. Then Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Again, if I'm going to read this, I would just watch the show instead of reading this chunker that's actually 3 books. I'm just not interested. I've had it for years and never picked it up. Witches of East End. I'm pretty sure there's a reason that this got canceled. I've seen some reviews for this and I'm just not interested. I don't think it would be my kind of thing. So that one's gone. Will Grayson is a John Green book and David Levithan. I'm just not interested. Contemporary is not my thing anyway, and this has always been pitched as younger contemporary to me, so I just don't think that it's going to be up my alley. I think had I read this years ago, I would be really into it and I would have really liked it, but I think I'm a little too old for it now. Same thing with The 9 Lives of Chloe King. I actually love this TV show. I was really sad when it got canceled, so I was like, oh my god, I'll just buy the books. And it's really not the same, so I just, yeah. I also love Liz Bradswell, but it's okay. I will just rewatch the TV show to my heart's content. And the last one is White Fur. So this is a book of the month, and I don't get book of the month, but there was a time when I was thrifting that any book of the month find I would buy. I would just buy it, even if it wasn't like my genre. So this is, I think, a contemporary in the 1980s in New York City. I don't care. This is not my thing, not my normal thing. It's so far down on my TBR that I'm like, it's just not worth it. So I've decided to go ahead and get rid of it. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I am unhauling 16 books from my TBR, but it's actually only going to be 15 because I read The Dark Days Club. So that's going to go in my red category, but here's what the final number looks like. So as you can see, my final number is 563 books. I'm only 13 over my minimum goal, and that's really exciting to me. I'm really proud of that. So as we go in, I have a negative 16, and my goal is just to be negative for the rest of the year. I would like it to be negative enough that I get to 550, but minimum goal is just to stay negative for the rest of 2023, but my goal is to be negative for the rest of 2023, and I'm super excited that I'm there currently, and I love that it's a double-digit negative number. So I will be back with an update at the end of the second quarter, aka the beginning of July, and hopefully we're still negative, and you can kind of watch my progress throughout my stuff. By the way, you can see what books I bought in my Cleveland blog, which I will leave linked in the cards. But that is it for today. I hope you had an absolutely relaxing time just watching me talk about the books that I have read and unhauled and how my physical TBR is lower. I hope this inspires you, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!